What up, Alpha Team? It's DJ AlphaTyler back again with another reaction, and y'all know it's Mega Monday. We hit up them hot ones that y'all keep coming back for. Y'all keep liking, subscribing, sharing, and all that stuff. Checking out, coming back to, reacting to, commenting on, all that. Grace is one of them real ones, and y'all told me this is a little bit darker than where we've been with Grace in the past, but I needed to hit it up, and so I'm excited to see what we got. This right here is Faults by Grace Vanderwaal. And I don't know what to expect from it, but I'm excited to see where she's coming from on this. Let's get it. But before that, I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all keep coming back, subscribing, all that, 95% of my viewership is not subscribed to the channel. Sub to the channel. Hit that sub button. Turn on the notification bell. And if y'all enjoy what you see in the reaction, make sure you come back at the end and hit that like button. Let's check out Faults by Grace Vanderwaal. Let's go.
Sometimes I just can't get things out of my head.
Same.
All the things I would change. And I wonder if things would still be the same. There's no time, we just see the clocks on the walls. So I've had infinite tries, and I still seem to push people aside, and that is.
Ooh, hang on, we're gonna back that up because she's talking right here. She's talking about, basically that concept of going back and wishing you could change things. And what's crazy to me is I'm twice her age, and the things she writes about are things that I think about. Wishing I could go back, wishing I could change things, wondering, why do I sit and dig into my own thoughts and push people out of the way when I know, this went wrong, and dig and dwell and let that stuff consume you. And I think that's human, we all do that. But for her to be so young and to see this is just crazy to me. I think about too, some of y'all, if y'all have been around the channel, if y'all have checked out a lot of my other reactions, y'all know, when I was 16, 17, 18, I was into rap. I was rapper, an underground rapper. And, I think about one of the songs that I wrote, it was called Time. And I don't know that there's any audio version of that still exists in the world. It was on MySpace for a while, but like one of the things I said, I started back, sometimes I sit back and it hits me like a brick smack. And I know it became reality a while back, but I just wish I could take back my childhood, and I would change so much if I could and look back at all the good, but I can't, and I'm just so distant. And I feel like that's a lot of what she's kind of getting in right here, is kind of talking about, wishing you could go back and change those things, and not being able to, and just pushing people away as a result, getting lost in those thoughts, digging into, you got to be through some things to really understand, that mindset, especially at such a young age. My heart goes out.
And I still seem to push people aside, and that despite all of my faults. I'm afraid you'll see how I choose the wrong words, and how I'm always accidentally writing sad songs. Darling, we've got power, all the power in who we are, the way we narrate our lives in our minds decide, so parts of us we want to discard. I complain about myself again and again, a flaw inside of a flaw. You see me like I can only do myself wrong.
I like the vibe that she's going for in this song, because it's kind of, y'all told me she did all the production work on this song herself, I think. And either maybe somebody was misinformed when they told me that, or maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I'm thinking about another one. But I think y'all told me like she did all this track on her own. And, it's not mastered perfectly. It may be mastered the way that she was going for. So let me change that. It's not, I would turn the vocals up personally if I were mastering this track. But it's got, that perfect kind of feel to kind of get her point across, where you're thinking. The video goes with it, even though, the video is just like a collage of pictures and stuff. But I really like where she's going in this one. Like, it's kind of a dark place, but it really highlights, you know, at her young age, how much she's actually been through and how much she's seen in life. You know, that she kind of hits these things, and I feel like we could relate in a one-on-one conversation, you know, discussing kind of those darker points of life.
Like I can only do myself wrong. I'm too vain and pick myself every time. I can never peek and feel embracing and confidently say things. Speak my love before I crash. Oh, I despise the way my mind is at war.
Feel that.
Telling me how could I think those things when I'm so far from perfect. I'm too loud when I speak and when I don't I'm a bore. We've got power, but what if I'm not the one in control? The way we narrate our lives and our minds, the size of parts of us we wanna discard. But I like
Man, she's talking too. She's talking about the parts of us that we want to discard, and really think about that for a minute. You know, those parts of you that you want to get rid of. It's crazy to me. You know, I've reacted. This is the 5th track that I've reacted to tonight, and when I hit up that Aurora track earlier, I hit up Daydreamer, and you know, one thing that I was thinking through the whole thing, we're in charge of our lives. Like, take control of if there are parts of you that you want to get rid of them, man. Don't spend, you know, regardless of how old you are, don't spend another minute, you know, worried about what's popular, what's cool, whatever. If you're still in school, like, break away from all that, man. Let everybody else waste their 4 years in high school thinking about, you know, what the cool thing is and what's going to get them. Do what you like. Wear the clothes you like. Watch the shows you like. Listen to music you like. Because at the end of the day, life's too short to spend any time worried about what other people are thinking.
all the faults, I like them all, and that's not so bad.
Yeah.
I'm not so
Hey, I don't mean to pause right away again, but that's something key too. She said, all the faults, I like them all, and that's not so bad. But think about where we're going with that. You know what? Our faults make us who we are. The mistakes we've made, the memories we have, all that stuff contributes to who we are today, where we are today, all that. Y'all, I ain't got to bring up the butterfly effect. Everybody knows the butterfly effect. You know, you change one thing from the past, it's a ripple, and then everything else changes. And that's kind of that same vibe right there. Like, you know, how we need to embrace our faults. We need to embrace our flaws, because that's part of what makes us who we are.
like them all, and that's not so bad. I'm not so bad. I know I said all those things before, and it wasn't a blow, but can't you see there are two of me? And if I show them all, I think that'd be enough. I might be enough.
Yeah.
I am enough. I am enough. Oh, I am enough. I am enough.
Hey, right on. You are enough. We all are enough, right? Like, if we're enough for ourselves, we can be enough for anybody. And that's what that comes back. You know, what I really think about when I listen to this track right here, I think about acceptance. I think about accepting, you know, ourselves for who we are, but also, like, you're gonna find acceptance when you just own who you are, man. Be your person. Make your mark. Carve out your piece of the world. Be you, do you 100% of the time. Don't worry about all that other stuff, because none of that other stuff matters. If you're in school, none of that other stuff matters when you get out of school. If you're a grown up, move on. Like, those people who care about it, I don't know if it's actually a Dr. Seuss quote, but it's a quote that goes back to Dr. Seuss all the time that says, I can't remember how it starts, but it ends with, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Because at the end of the day, you know, for real, if somebody is worried about who you are because you're doing you, you're being you, man, they don't matter. Like, straight up. I like this track. I'm about this track. I like where she's coming from on it. It probably ain't my favorite Grace track, just because other ones are a little bit easier on the ears. I mean, this one sounds good enough, and I get what it was building to now. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, sound from a purely sound perspective, just other ones probably, hit me a little bit better. But the message here is 100%. I mean, this is probably the favorite message I've gotten out of one of her tracks, just because what she's saying right here is so true, man. You matter. Nobody else matters to your life. Do you be you? Be about you. Like, be your own person. Carve your own path. Make your own way. All that stuff. That's all I got for this one, though. I'm DJ AlphaTyler. As always, like the video if you enjoyed the reaction. Sub to the channel if you haven't. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a minute. Hopefully you guys are staying safe and taking care. I'll catch you next time.